On here. So I am going to go through this. It's pretty shocking. It's really startling to me looking at all of these multinational, very very successful billionaires, CEOs, people that are running some companies that are serving millions if not billions of people, and to work at these companies their entire lives in many cases, and now all step down. Do they see a market crash? Do they see, what do they see? Because they can say one thing, but looking at the real data, the facts, it's worth looking at. Take a look at this. Before I show you, I'm going to say what's up in the chat. What's up, everybody? Hey, give me your thoughts on this. We'll have a conversation about this as we go through. So, as of right now, Groupon CEO and COO, so both just stepped down, right? This is March 2020. So you have Groupon CEO, right? Then we have CEO of Disney. He's stepping down December, this month. So you have Groupon and you have Disney. And, we have a big name here stepping down, right in March there. Then we have the CEO of IBM stepping down. And this just came out, so July. Stepping down, IBM CEO, remaining senior advisor. So he's just going to stay on it as an advisor. But IBM, it's a huge name, right? LinkedIn CEO stepping down just ahead of time. LinkedIn stepped down. Then we have Uber Eats steps down as well. Uber Eats right around the same time. Then we have CEO of Salesforce. Actually, all of these stepped down almost the same week. Interesting. CEO of MGM steps down. Then Jack Dorsey stepped down last week. Everyone's aware of that. Then Bezos steps down. MasterCard CEO, he is stepping down. He's a real big player. Stepping down. That's huge. Victoria's Secret CEO also stepping down. February 2021. New York Post. Former T-Mobile CEO, right? Also stepping down. April. Then Harley Davidson CEO also stepping down February, alongside of the other CEOs that I just mentioned that stepped down actually all that same week. CEO behind Tinder and Match.com and other dating apps also stepping down, right? January. Then CEO stepping down. That is, that was this year. So, February, stepping down. It's pretty big. KKR. So if you don't know who KKR is a huge private equity firm. Henry Kravis is the CEO. They're buying a ton of real estate. They are probably one of the biggest private equity funds on Wall Street. It's like BlackRock. There's probably Blackstone. There's probably 15 or 20 household names on Wall Street that really swing a lot of capital. And KKR is one of the big dogs. They're managing hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in assets under management. So both the CEO, both co-CEOs are stepping down. So both of them, and we'll just verify a date here. So that was 2 months ago. So 2 months ago, Henry Kravis and George Roberts both stepping down from their post effective immediately. Huge. New York private equity investment firm said Kravis and Roberts will remain as executive co-chairmen of KKR's board of directors. Okay, so they're stepping down. Also stepping down as well. That is January. When did this come out? This came, because I want dates on everything. I'm almost positive it was this. Let's see here. We'll find a date on this. Maybe it's at the bottom. Let's see if we can hit the back button here. No, it's not letting me. But obviously it was at this point because they're still talking about this. So recently, then also stepping down, $47 billion fund. That's a big, big number. And then we have Dick's Sporting Goods, Billionaires also stepping down. So we looked at all this and we have to say to ourselves, I mean, really, we have to say something. All of these CEOs stepping down, generally, if you're going to get to the big leagues, become a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire, but I'm sure to become a billionaire, you have to be extremely driven, sleep, 5 hours a night and work 15, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. So ambitious, thinking huge, and really great at outsourcing and delegating. You're not going to just go from being that mindset your entire life to just sitting around, right? So either they think that it's better to pull back from the company, maybe sell off some stock, maybe reposition their portfolio. Who knows what they're thinking, right? But they're all thinking something because their actions of all stepping down at that same time is worth noting. I mean, these are huge players here. All of them. And you look at the company names. These aren't just everyday companies. These are the companies that control everything. And they're all quitting. Harley Davidson. So this is really unbelievable to me. I personally think that they think that we're at the end of a cycle, at least at a minimum. They think some big change is coming, I would bet, especially Bezos. All of these huge names all stepping down as of right now. And this is all happening, all Salesforce, Uber Eats, LinkedIn, IBM. Everybody knows him. CEO of Disney, Groupon. I mean, what do you guys think about this? Drop your comments in here. Let's have a conversation about this because I think, I personally believe that the next 2 or 3 years are going to be very, very revealing in this economy. Probably less. But I think there's going to be some huge, huge changes, some massive changes. We're even seeing a lot of figures on television, at the big networks, that are walking away or getting fired. We're seeing a lot of different faces coming in and out, not just from, the business side of things, but throughout all walks of life. That we're seeing more rotation than ever before. We're seeing what I would, guess is probably 10 or 15 years worth of change happening inside of, 2 years. So I see something big happening here. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about this. Yeah, let's do that. I know what's going to happen. Let's talk about it. I've been wondering if you know, you know. Yep, this is not, that's what it is, stepping down their stock. Yeah, I mean, you have a CEO, or it was the executive of Microsoft just sold 55% of his entire stock portfolio over the last 2 weeks, right? 55% of his entire portfolio. And the big question I ask myself is, if you're going to sell, let's say, for example, I had $1 billion in stock, and let's say that stock was Class A stock like Microsoft or Amazon, right? If you told me, hey, John, the market is going to be fine, and I felt like it was going to remain the same, what would I do? I would not sell 55%. I would leverage some of that stock, and I would get the liquidity through the debt of 1 or 2%. I'd maintain possession of the stock. Then I'd use that liquidity to go out there and purchase hard, real assets to hedge myself against inflation. And then I'd get rich on the assets over time. And then I'd hold on to the stock, and the stock would appreciate over time, right? But he didn't do that. He sold. So why? Why would he sell? I personally think it's because he thinks that the price is likely going to be going down and not going to be going up. Elon Musk just recently sold another $1 billion in stock, 11 billion in stock he sold in the last 2-3 weeks. And that is huge. Chamath Palihapitiya, everybody knows who he is. He said something I watched on TikTok. He said, if the richest people in the world right now are selling stock, Bezos and Musk, they're selling stock and you're buying stock, either you know something they don't or you're not paying attention. And he even said today, he's like, right when I found out they were selling, I started trimming my portfolio. And now he said, I think 30 or 40 of the big tech companies are all down like 30%, 30 to 40%. Some stocks are doing well, but a lot of the tech stocks are getting punished. And he was talking about that. And we look at all these companies, the CEOs of these companies, a lot of them are in the tech space. So they probably, I would guess, have an intuition. Generally, billionaires have great intuition. They look around the corner, they see the problems, right? And they plan for those problems. So they solve that problem before it comes. I see a problem. We look at this, quickly looking at this list of people that just came in. Groupon CEO and COO just stepped down. CEO of Disney just stepped down. This guy here just stepped down. CEO of IBM stepping down, right? June 21. CEO of LinkedIn steps down. Uber Eats boss stepped down, effective immediately. Salesforce CEO steps down. MGM steps down. Jack Dorsey, Twitter, steps down. Bezos steps down. MasterCard CEO steps down by year end. And this came out September, so any week now. Victoria's Secret stepping down. Former T-Mobile CEO stepping down. Harley Davidson CEO stepping down. CEO of Tinder and Match stepping down. This company stepping down. One of the biggest funds on Wall Street, both CEOs, 2 out of 3 of the CEOs are stepping down. Boom, stepping down in January. Stepping down. And Dick's Sporting Goods stepping down. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some big players making some big decisions to leave their companies that they've probably been at most of their life, and they're all stepping down around the same time. And then we have the big players, Bezos and Musk, liquidating. We had Zuckerberg over the last, really the last 2 years selling stock every single day in Facebook, right? So change is coming. I personally think change is coming. A lot of people are very bullish in this market, but I look around and I see a lot of uncertainty. And I think the next couple months will be revealing, but the next 3 years, I think, we're going to look back in 2025 and say, wow, 2021, it's unrecognizable from where we are right now. I'm going to check the comments real quick, and yep, interesting. Something crazy. Yeah, seems real interesting. Hit the notification, guys. I'll update you guys on the next live stream.